Things we noticed in Kuala Lumpur.
First off, it was freaking hot, humid, just hot. Like I got overheated on the hop on, hop off bus. Yeah, just no way to put it except hot and humid.
There were a bunch of palm trees coming in.
Oh yeah, they're second in the world for creating palm oil. So like when you're looking when you fly in, that's all you see is I was like, why is there so many rows and rows and rows of palm trees? But they're different palm trees than say like the ones in Hawaii. They're a little bit hardier looking. They're thicker trunk. The leaves look.
They're not really tall.
Yeah, and the leaves look hardier as well. There's poverty, and it's kind of devastating kind of poverty. Not quite like the Philippines, but like we saw
Poverty in the Philippines was like Portland, where there's like a bunch of tents and areas and stuff like that, but this was more of like singularity, people just laying on the ground, just it wasn't well.
Like there was one kid that we saw, he must have been he looked like a teenager. He was like kind of splayed out on the ground, and you couldn't tell if he was alive and it's just so hot there, I just can't even imagine. The other thing was that a lot of it's not even like homeless. It's different in these countries. Homelessness is different than like in the US. Not better or worse, just different, or maybe kind of worse, but a lot of elderly people, which I just found really interesting. That made me wonder, about their customs and things. I didn't ask anybody because it's kind of a weird subject to talk about. We happened to be staying in, it was kind of wasn't a hostel exactly, but kind of.
It was a hostel. It was a hostel, but there were rooms that had bathrooms and stuff like that. We stayed on a street that was like had cafes and stuff like
really
that.
Really nice cafes that were, had delicious food, fresh, and so that was. But then you could go one street over and just it was a whole different situation. So.
PTSD from fireworks.
It was Ramadan. We left the last night. Our flight was super early, so we had to leave the hotel at 2:30 in the morning, and people were like partying, like the bar
hard,
screaming and
yelling and whatnot,
and drunk and the whole deal. So that was kind of an interesting little like exit. Leaving when there was all these people on the street, drunk and whatnot. But not a lot was shut down because of the Ramadan, but they were lighting off fireworks because of Ramadan too. So that was a little PTSD from the China experience with New Year's.
The tourist, I don't think saw little to none American tourists, but there were other especially Australian and English tourists. We've seen a lot just in general.
I would say across the board we haven't seen a whole lot of American tourists. I don't know if it's just, obviously it makes sense. Australia is closer. Europe, I guess, is closer on some level. But we just really haven't seen a lot of Americans. Did we in Japan even?
Just in the touristy areas, yeah. The vibe there was like just like I don't know. It was like rude mixed with like it's like RBF face if it was a vibe, okay? It was like that.
It wasn't that they were unfriendly. Like, I've been to Hungary where, they're just kind of oppressed people, seem like to me. But this was more like, they just don't care. Like, being overly friendly is not a thing. Although in some of the well, the one cafe that we went to for breakfast every morning, they were
were
super friendly, but everybody else was just kind of like, doing their job, which is fine. I don't need anybody to be overly friendly or anything, but it was just interesting. It was kind of like matter of fact, not unfriendly, just not a thing there.
Also, you don't follow the traffic light situation in sidewalks. Oh my God.
Sometimes the thing doesn't even turn green.
Yeah, and sometimes you just gotta go for it and hope for the best that you don't die. Okay. All I can say is I really wanted to just scream so loudly at a couple people that were driving because
they don't slow down at all. If you're in the road and whatever, it doesn't even matter if it's a green signal. They still just like don't care.
I feel like it's like a race to see if you can hit. It's like they're the bowling ball and you're the pin, and it's just a race to see who can get cross burst situation. But that's how that went.
Yeah, that was a little hairy. But I think it should be that way anyway. It should be that the cars have the right of way and pedestrians have to work it out.
As long as there's working lights, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
well, there wasn't a whole lot of that, but it was fine. We just figured it out right away. I just watched the locals, and they were just like, run across the street when you got an opportunity. So we did the same.
That was annoying. That's the only thing. I think all in all, I would not go back to Kuala Lumpur. Just we saw everything we needed to see. Yeah.
Well, I would say that like every place that we visit, obviously we do some touristy things, but it'd be nice to get more of a local feel. I didn't really, from the vibe, I wasn't all that wanting to be there again necessarily, but I guess you could, if you could have a different experience, I guess if you did a more of a local type thing. But Brooke was sick the first couple of days, so we didn't do a whole lot. So it was kind of hard to make a full judgment on that.
But all in all, we survived.
We did.